Best performance of the season. Best. Feels so good. All right, everyone. Welcome to the American Blues Podcast. It's your host, Terry Lee. Let's talk about Chelsea 5, West Ham 0. Like I said in the beginning, best performance of the season. Another 90-minute performance followed by the previous 90-minute performance. Man, I forgot what this feels like. I feel like almost 2.5 seasons that we haven't had such a comfortable, comprehensive win where, despite West Ham getting some of their chances and hitting the bar, I didn't feel like we were going to concede. I felt super comfortable watching the game. There was never a moment where I felt like, man, we need at least 2 or 3 more goals to feel safe. This was fantastic. Again, from goalie to defense to midfield to offense to manager, everything was on point today. Where has this been the rest of the season? I don't understand. But yeah, let's start with the beginning. I was a little surprised to see Thiago Silva back. I thought he had a hamstring ring injury. Definitely not a hamstring. Nobody makes it from a hamstring injury in 2 weeks, but good for him. Of course, he was always solid in defense, and I was glad to see him because West Ham are a very physical team. They're strong on set pieces. They have probably one of the best set piece takers in J. Morris-Prowse in the entire league. So very happy to see Thiago Silva back. And then another surprise, which was Chelesa at right back. Although given the number of injuries, I felt like, again, for a second week in a row, the team pretty much picked itself unless Pochettino was going to be really bold and start some academy players, which is just not a good thing to do at this moment. But yeah, let's go through all the goals. Man, there's so many goals. I feel like this whole video is just going to be me talking about the incredible goals. Yeah, 14 minutes in, Palmer goal, great finish, but it was actually a really good move that was started by Chelesa out to Madueke, who Madueke had a fantastic game today, very reliable on the right wing, always willing to take on his man. And then he passed it to Jackson, who did have a slightly off control, but then it fell right in front of Palmer. Perfect finish, 1-0. And then pretty quickly afterwards, 17 minutes in, Chelesa had a free header off of a corner that he missed. I was like, oh man, here we go. But 29 minutes in, another move started by Palmer, of course, the absolute heart of the team. Great pass to Madueke, who I think miscontrolled it a little bit, but it just so happened to fall into Gallagher. First time volley shot into the corner. Great finish. Goalie didn't even move. He had absolutely no chance. And 35 minutes off of a corner, of course, Thiago Silva. What a powerful header across the box. And then all Madueke had to do was put his head on it. Another goal. Awesome. So happy for him that he got his goal. And then 37 minutes in, man, I could not believe this. Gallagher missed 2 yards out with only the goalie to beat. I think maybe it just came at him a little bit too fast. He's not a striker. He's not the most clinical finisher. And then he just kind of skied it a little bit too much and hit the underside of the bar and it bounced out. Bad luck. Can't really blame him. We were already 3-0 up at that point. And then 47 minutes in, what a great pass by Chelesa out to Madueke. And what an unselfish play. I really thought he was going to take it with his left foot, but he just put a really nice pass across the box to Jackson. I love their celebration. It is very clear that Jackson and Madueke have a lot of chemistry together. And, that's something that I think earlier in the season, we were screaming at Sterling for not passing in those situations. And I'm just glad to see that, the front three are starting to click. They're starting to work as a team. Great goal. And then, of course, 80 minutes in, Caicedo, what a player he's been, especially the second half of the season. Man, I want to talk about him a little bit, but great run. Perfect onside pass to Jackson. I think the sideline, I thought he was offside when I was watching on TV, but I'm glad VAR got this correct. Jackson, perfect run. Great finish. My goodness, Jackson. This is what I've been saying all season. Just finish the easy chances, and he did. Easy finish, right foot into the corner. Don't even have to worry about it. 5-0. Yeah, great game. Great goals. And like I said, West Ham are not that easy of a team, even though they're going through a really rough patch right now. Earlier in the season, I think it was one of the first games we had in the season where we were up 1-0. Enzo then missed a penalty, and then everything just caved in. We ended up giving up 3 goals. It was horrible. And then our season kind of tanked for a long time after that. But I'm glad that we actually showed up against a very physical team which we've been having a lot of trouble against physical teams this season. And I'm just glad to see just how much space every player is offered by West Ham. And I think that's partly just maybe it's the end of their season. They've had a really bad run. They're kind of down overall. David Moyes' tactics aren't that great, and it's starting to show. But, I'll take it. And with only 3 games remaining, I think we have a really, really, really good chance at keeping this momentum going. 3 more wins, and I think we have a really solid chance of ending up in 6th place. It really depends on what Newcastle does. United, I think they're going to drop points, especially tomorrow against Crystal Palace. I can see them starting to win that game and then giving up at the end again and then losing. So how amazing would that be? But Newcastle are definitely the team that we're really competing against. But again, all we have to do is care about ourselves, look forward to the next game, and do our job, which is just to show up, play with heart, play for each other, play as a team. And we got it. And of course, like last week, again, props to Pochettino. We were coming off so many injuries on a short break, and the team really showed up today. And again, our formation has been incredible. And I think he's really stumbled upon something that really seems to work. Having Cucurella drop into midfield where we're in possession, give the midfield a little extra space, another man, easier passing, so Caicedo's not isolated. And then in defense, Caicedo quickly moves to the left side. Man, this guy, even though he had a horrible first season, I think we're really starting to see his qualities this season. He has so much energy when he's reading the game correctly. He's aggressive. He can run with the ball. He actually showed pretty decent passing today. And just the ability to cover midfield and left back is just incredible for one player to do. And then another big shout out to Chelesa. Man, how reliable is this guy? He can literally play almost any position in defense, and he's going to give an 8 out of 10 performance. And again, this time right wing against Kudus, who has been incredible for West Ham, one of the most prolific left wingers in the league, and Chelesa shut him down. Kudus was still the most dangerous player on the team, and Chelesa really took that wing to himself and did a fantastic job. And of course, every game, Cole Palmer at the absolute heart of everything that we do. We really need to build the rest of the team around him. I think he's really enjoying his free role of being able to just find space, find holes wherever he needs to be, take the ball and make something happen. And whether that's in central defense, that's in the 10 spot, that's on the wing, he's doing everything. And just the intelligence that he has as such a young player, incredible. I was a little bit disappointed to see that he couldn't add a few more goals today just because Haaland scored 4 goals yesterday. Man, I would love for Cole Palmer to continue this Golden Boot race against the superhuman that is Haaland. But, then again, Palmer is not a striker, so it's unrealistic to expect him to keep up with Haaland. But just, that would be something fun to root for the end of the season. And then finally, man, I've given Mudryk so much shit this season for just being so lost on the pitch. But today, I didn't see Mudryk make any mistakes. He was in the right position at all the time. He was available on the left wing. He made several good runs. He had one fantastic run at the end of the game where Palmer spotted him, put a great looping pass overhead. Mudryk ran onto it. I thought maybe he could have passed on to Jackson, but I don't blame him. We were, I think, up either 4 or 5-0 at that point. I'm glad he tried to take the shot at least, and it was a strong shot. Most of his shots are either really weak or straight at the goalie, but I thought this was more of a good save on the goalie than a bad shot. So good on him. Hopefully if he keeps showing the same, then keep it up. And then lastly, Pochettino. I think he's definitely had many low points this season. He's had tactical things that just have made no sense whatsoever. But the last few games, I really feel like he stumbled onto something that works. And if we can finish this season on a really positive note, if we can win the rest and then end up 6, getting into 2 finals with a brand new team with so many background issues, such a poorly constructed team, I would say he's done just about as well as one can expect for a first season with a team like this. I think it would be too harsh to say we need to sack him and get something better. And so I've never really been fully on board the sack Pochettino train. There have been moments this season where I've been so upset and so disappointed with how the team has performed. And I would have been okay if if the club let him go then. But given how things turn around, when facts change, opinions have to change. And so I thought, keep it going. If we can keep this run going and players are actually improving under him, and they've pretty much publicly said that they want him to stay because they like him, why not? We need cohesion. It's a really young team. They need experience together. They need time to gel together. And I think we're finally starting to see some of the positives of having a core group of players that play week in, week out with each other, who are starting to really understand each other's movements and roles. And yeah, so hopefully we can really build on this over the summer and into next season. But again, we have 3 more games left. This could quickly go downhill if we start to perform like crap again. But credit is due. This is the first time this season where we keep climbing up. Aston Villa, we had a good second half. And then last, midweek, we had a good 90 minutes. And now another good 90 minutes. So we just got to keep going, keep this momentum up, keep this team motivated. And yeah, great finish to the end of the season, hopefully. So I'll see you guys after the next game. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Do you still want Pochettino to go? Do you want him to stay? What players do you think need to go on loan next season? What players do you think we need to bring in? Yeah. See you guys next time. Peace.